If you've ever been in an abusive dynamic, you've probably found yourself navigating double standards that made absolutely no logical sense. You might have been over backwards trying to keep the peace, making yourself smaller, more agreeable, more digestible, just to avoid conflict or accusations of being disrespectful. Over time, you start erasing parts of yourself just to hold on to a version of love that never really included you in the first place. You don't even notice how much you've changed until you're deep in the process of losing yourself. You spend so much time trying to win them over, you don't realize how much you're losing you. They make you feel like there's someone you have to audition for, someone you have to work for, someone you have to, and by work, I mean, they make things so difficult. Abusers make things so difficult, and they convince you you're the one starting all the problems. They convince you you're the one that's hard to deal with, and you believe it. The manipulation, the emotional manipulation, the psychological manipulation, it works so well when they learn you and they know how to get you right where it hurts and get your weak spots, you know? I remember feeling like there were rules that only applied to me. Things that were completely acceptable for him became punishable if I did anything remotely similar. The reaction was always over the top, degrading, and designed to shut me down and make me feel silly, make me feel dumb, make me feel insecure, make me feel hopeless. One example, I used social media as a space to express myself. I've always, like I'm doing now, I've always tweeted the same way, honestly and poetically, in a way that many people told me helped them put their own pain into words. Even before the relationship, my posts were public and personal. But as soon as he started seeing himself in the things that I would tweet, it became a problem. Suddenly I was messy, disrespectful, or airing out dirty laundry, even when I never mentioned names or specifics. He just knew what he was doing to me behind closed doors. What's wild is, in private, he admitted I had every right to say what I said. And he flat out said, I just don't want people to know. Whether or not anyone made that connection didn't matter. The idea of being exposed or found out, the idea of people learning how he really is and what he was doing to me was enough to set him off. Meanwhile, he was telling others our business, spinning the narrative, and made me look like a villain, like I was a bad person, like I was crazy, like I was just insecure and just creating issues, like I was just so difficult, like I was just so mean, like I was just such a ridiculous person. Sometimes he would straight up lie, sometimes he would exaggerate, but he was always in control of the story. That's what he was doing in the meantime. For a long time, I let it silence me. I stopped tweeting like I used to. I internalized the shame and turned to journaling instead. At first, it felt like I was giving up my voice, but journaling became my power. I could say everything I wasn't allowed to say out loud, and it helped me survive what I couldn't fully process in real time. He wanted me to be quiet, but in my journal where I was writing or typing on my document, like, I was able to be loud. I was able to heal out loud because he took my voice. He made me feel ashamed of speaking, even when it wasn't. I'm not trying to, like, when I was with him, it wasn't about like, oh, I want people to know what you're doing. It's just like, you're not listening to me. You're not trying to participate in this relationship. I'm doing all the emotional labor. You won't talk to me. You won't have any meaningful conversations with me. And I felt stuck. So tweeting was my way of kind of getting things out. But I wasn't sharing intimate details and screenshots and all types of shit. That's the kind of stuff that he would later do. That if I would have did that, who knows what would have happened to me. The double standard was clear. I was expected to stay quiet and invisible while he could do and say whatever he wanted, publicly or privately. with no accountability. The very things I was scolded for were the things he was actively doing. And this is just one example, and when I stopped speaking altogether, it wasn't out of peace, it was out of fear. So I'm proud that I'm getting to a point where I can share my experience and express what I've learned and share tools and messages that I hope help somebody, because that's what it's all about. It's all about healing out loud, because being quiet almost killed me, like legit. My favorite quote is, if you are silent about your pain, they'll kill you and say you enjoyed it. Zora Neale Hurston. I'll be damned. Okay?